Hi students, I am Omkar. Today in this class we are discussing a last two important chapters of chemistry. Previous video already discussed two chapters of chemistry. Now in this class two chapters are discussing. How that can be subscribe this video and send to other 10th class students helpful for this video. Most likely important questions in metals and non-metals. First question: compound that reacts with an acid and base to produce salt and water is. This is a amphoteric oxide. Amphoteric oxide comes only aluminum oxide and zinc oxide. Here answer is there, aluminum oxide. When aluminum oxide or zinc oxide reacts with it, gives a acid or base, produces a salt and water. Next question: the gas released when metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate react with acids. What type of gas means? Carbon dioxide gas is produces when reacts with metal carbonate, metal hydrogen carbonate. Next question, most important question. Observe the following equation and identify the correct statement. First equation: copper sulfate reacts with iron, it gives iron sulfate and removes to the copper. Copper sulfate formed as a iron sulfate. Next equation: silver nitrate and reacts with copper nitrate and silver. Observe, this is main important for this type of reactivity series in metals. Potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, copper, carbon, zinc, iron, tin, lead, hydrogen. This is the important for. First we know that these type of reactivity series. You easily answer these questions. Here observe, answer is a copper is more reactive than silver but less reactive than iron. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಕಾಪರ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕ್ರಿಯಾಶೀಲತೆ ಲೋಹ ಆಗಿದೆ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ, ಬೆಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕಿಂತ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಬ್ಬಿಣಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಕಾಪರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ವಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ, silver is below. Below means less reactivity, upper means high reactivity. But iron is more reactive than copper told. Here copper, iron is above. This is a highly reactive metal. Next question also, this related question. The correct order to write these metals in increasing order of reactivity is aluminum, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium. Increasing reactivity. Observe this, already we had observed this reactivity series. Potassium is a more reactive metal, sodium is more reactive than calcium, magnesium, aluminum. This is the most reactive metal is a potassium. Observing this is the correct answer. Next is, what are amphoteric oxides? Already we are told. Aluminum oxide, zinc oxide. Definition: metal oxide react with both acid and base to form a salt and water. Next question: name two metals that react with highly concentrated nitric acid, copper and zinc. Next question: what type of metals reacts with dilute nitric acid to evolve hydrogen gas? This is the answer: magnesium and manganese. Next question, most important question: what is thermite reaction? The reaction of iron oxide which aluminium is used to join a railway tracks or crooked machine parts. This is known as thermite reaction. Observe, this is one of the type of image of thermite reaction. Reaction also is there here. 2Al and reacts with iron oxide, gives a iron and aluminium oxide. Next question: name the metals that are found in a free state. Gold, platinum and mercury. Next question, most important question: mention any 4 properties of ionic compounds. ಅಯಾನಿನ ಒಂದು ಭೌತ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು, ಅಯಾನಿಕ ಸಂಯುಕ್ತಗಳ ಭೌತ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ physical nature, next melting point and boiling point, next solubility and conduct of electricity. This is a most important question for likely question of examination. Next question, which physical property of metal are used in a following situation? Most important physical properties of metal. First question A, gold is used as in making a jewelry. What is the properties of gold is used in making a jewelry means? Malleability, ductility. Next question, nickel is used in goiter strings. Ductility. Next question, what are alloys? ಮಿಶ್ರಲೋಹಗಳು. Name the constituent elements in a bronze and solder. Definition of alloys. Alloys are homogeneous mixture of two or more metals combined to form constituents. Alloys are mixing elements. Observe this. Bronze is mixed with copper and tin. Solder, lead, tin. Another one also asking the examination, brass, copper, zinc. Next question, most important question, 13th question. Explain the formation of ionic bond between sodium and chlorine atoms. Sodium atom atomic number is 11, chlorine atomic number 7. Sodium is donating the electrons, chlorine is accepting the electron. This is the formation of sodium chloride. This is important for the examination. Magnesium chloride also asking the examination. Observe, we are giving a atomic number. We are giving a one electron is lost. Observe, a plus is the plus means donating, minus means receiving. Cl plus E minus. Cl minus means accepting the electrons. Observe, these sodium give a one electron to the chlorine. Chlorine can be filled with a outermost shell of electrons. Now we observe 2, 8, 8, 8. All the shells are fully completed. Next question, important for this diagram also examination. Electrolytic refining of copper, tumors. Label these parts. Next question, a metal X is given here. What that metal is used to reduce iron oxide in highly exothermic reaction. This is also thermite reaction. Name the X used in this reaction. X is a aluminium. Mention the application of this reaction. It is used to join railway tracks or cracked metal. It is using as a when broken the railway tracks, that railway tracks can be joined. This is a balanced chemical equation of thermite reaction. Next question, 16th question. Magnesium and manganese metals react with strong oxidizing acid. With which of these metals is the evolution of gas bubbles faster? We observed magnesium and manganese fastly evaluate the gases. Magnesium important for this examination. Next question, how calcination process differs from roasting? Asking differences are also calcination and roasting. First we observed here calcination. Calcination, carbonates ores are converted into oxides by heating strongly in limited heat. This is a reaction of calcination. Zinc carbonate, in presence of heat, it gives zinc oxide and carbon dioxide is removing. This is also important for this reaction of calcination. Next, roasting. Sulfide ores are converted into oxides by heating strongly in the presence of excess of air. This is also important for this reaction. Roasting is a bring a sulfide ores, zinc sulfide, and reacts with oxygen to give a zinc oxide, and sulfur dioxide is removing on the atmosphere. Next question, why fire does not catch up when calcium reacts with water? The reaction of calcium with water is less violent. The heat evaluated is not sufficient for the hydrogen to catch fire. Next chapter, most important chapter for examination, carbon and its compounds. First question, compound that forms by the reaction between carboxylic acid and alcohol is, this is a esterification reaction. Here options also given. First option aldehyde, a ketone, haloalkane, and ester. D is a correct answer, esterification reaction. Next question, the valency of electrons that an atom of carbon has in its outermost shell. Carbon having outermost shell 4 electrons. Next question, option type question. The structural formula of propanol is propanol, or Al means aldehyde group. We observing here aldehyde group is, this is the aldehyde group. COH is a aldehyde group. Here observe OH means alcohol group. COOH means carboxylic group. CO means keto group. Here asking only propanol. C is a correct answer. This is a aldehyde group. Next question, name of this compound. We observe this is a keto functional group. Keto means one in a last propanone. Next question, a carbon atoms do not form a C4 minus anion and C4 plus cation. Why? This is the most likely important question for examination. Observe this answer. A, it is a difficult for nucleus of carbon atom to hold a gain for extra electrons, and it's so difficult to remove 4 electrons from carbon atom. Therefore, it cannot form a C4 minus anion or C4 plus cation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. This is important for examination. Next question, write the electron dot structure of nitrogen molecule and ethene molecule. This is a nitrogen molecule dot structure. Observe, this is a sharing of the electron, covalent bond is formed, sharing of electrons between the 2 atoms. This is ethene. Ethene means formed a sharing of 4 electrons, means double bond. This is a formed as a 2 carbon between double bond. 4 electrons are sharing between the 2 atom. This is important for the examination. Asking ethene, ethane also asking. Here also oxygen molecule also asking. Hydrogen molecules also asking. This is important. Next question, write any 2 differences between saturated unsaturated carbon compounds. ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಪರ್ಯಾಪ್ತ ಅಪರ್ಯಾಪ್ತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂತದ್ದು. Observe saturated carbon compounds, unsaturated carbon compound. First we observe this, have a single bond between, here have a double or triple bond between carbon atom. Observe, less reactive saturated, unsaturated more reactive. Here observe the saturated undergoes substitution reaction, undergoes addition and substitution reaction both in the saturated reaction. Here gives a blue flame on the combustion, gives a yellow or red flame on combustion. Next question, write the molecular formula and structural formula of the carbon compounds. First is a propanoic acid, cyclohexane, pentane. Observe here the propanoic acid. You are observing a COOH means functional group as a propanoic acid. Cyclohexane, cyclo means it is ring like of the carbon compounds, carbon hydrocarbons. Observe this formula also most important for C6H12 is a cyclohexane. Now this is a pentane. Pentane means 5 carbon. 5 means pent. N means all the carbon between only single bond. Next question, most important, what are structural isomers? Write the structural isomers of butane. Answer, compounds with identical molecular formula but different structures are called structural isomers. Here observe, same molecular formula but different structures. This is a now N butane, this is isobutane. Next question, what are missiles important? The molecules of soap are sodium or potassium salts of long chain of carboxylic acid. These molecules, the ionic end of soap interacts with water while the carbon chain interacts with oil. These structures are called micelles. This is also important. Next question, what is covalent bond? Bond which formed by sharing of an electron pair between the two atoms is known as covalent bond. Right? Two properties of covalent bond. Covalent compounds have low melting and boiling point. Next point are generally poor conductor of electricity. Covalent bonds are poor conductor of electricity. Next question, what are substitution reaction? This is a substitution reaction. The reaction in which hydrogen atom and hydrocarbons are can be displaced by other atom or group of atom is called substitution reaction. This reaction also most important. Name the simplest hydrocarbon. This is also important. CH4 is a important. Already asked in a preparatory 3 also this question. Name the simplest hydrocarbon. Next question. Identify the homologous series among the following. Observe, this is homologous series. First series is a homologous series. Because of Y means same functional group. Substitute a hydrogen CH2 is a form C3, S6, C4, H8, C5, H10, C6, H2. These are the constituent members of a CH2 differences. Next question. How is pure mercury obtained from cinnabar? HGS is a cinnabar. Mercury sulfide reacts with oxygen to give a HGO, means mercury oxide and sulfur dioxide is removing. Then next reaction, mercury oxide reacts to give a mercury. This is a pure mercury. Next question, what is catenation? This is also important examination. Name the simplest hydrocarbon. Catenation means unique ability of carbon to form a bonds with other atoms of carbon give rise to large molecule. Next question also most important. Explain the cleansing action of soap. It is one of the mechanism. Observe, this is a picture of the cleansing action of the soap. Observing here a hydrophilic end and hydrophobic end. Hydrophilic end means water loving. Hydrophobic means water hating. Your answer also is there. The molecule of soap is made up of two parts: hydrophilic, hydrophobic, water loving, water hating. Most dirt is oily in nature, and the hydrophobic end of soap attached to the dirt while ionic interacted by the water. This results in the formation of micelles. Soap molecule forms on emulsion. The cloth need to be mechanically agitated to remove the dirt particle from a cloth. Next question. Write the structural formulas. Asking the examination. Butyl. Butyl means it is a form between the two carbon triple bond. Triple bond means sharing of 6 electrons between the two carbon. Observe, this is valency also correct. This carbon 3, 1, 4 valency satisfied. This is also 3, 1 valence satisfied. Observing, asking the examiner butane, butane, butane also asking. This is the benzene structure. C6H2. Next, what is esterification? Esterification means when ethanol reacts with carboxylic acid in presence of acid catalyst gives a esterification. This is also most important. This is the reaction how to form the chemical reaction in esterification. This is ethanoic acid and ethanol to give a ethyl. Ethanol is the name of the ester. When unsaturated hydrocarbons turn to saturated hydrocarbon, unsaturated hydrocarbons had a hydrogen in the presence of catalysts such as a palladium or nickel to give a saturated hydrocarbons. It is a addition reaction. Vegetable oils are also healthy. Animal fats are generally contain saturated fats acid. Said to be harmful. ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಅಪಾಯಕಾರಿ ಆಗುವಂತದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೋಬಾರದು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ಯಾಪ್ತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಪರ್ಯಾಪ್ತ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗಳು. Unsaturated fatty acids should be chosen to cook. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಪರ್ಯಾಪ್ತ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕೊಬ್ಬುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆಹಾರ ಒಂದು ತಯಾರಿಕೆ. ಇದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಕೀನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಆಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಎ ಕೆಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನಿಕೆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಪೆರಿಡಿಯಂ, ಗಿವ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಆಲ್ಕೇನ್ means single bond formed. All the best. Thank you.